I'm going to show you the 3 worst email marketing mistakes that I see brands routinely do that are costing them hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions. So without further ado, let's get started with the first one. And it is discounting too frequently. The thing is, this one's a bit tricky because when you start doing it for the first 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to see great results on your campaign, but eventually you're going to start burning your list. And what is burning your list is essentially the point where whenever you're going to send a campaign, no matter if it's a sale, the greatest campaign on earth, a discount even, people won't be receptive. They're used to that offer and they can kind of guess what the content of the email is going to be before opening it. So they don't open it, they don't convert, and your list is virtually useless. So this is a big mistake for all brands, right? But it is the worst when you're charging more than average. So if you're a luxury brand or just a brand that has a higher ticket price, this is terrible because this lowers the perceived value of your product, right? Usually you charge more, but now it feels like it's unwarranted. People see your product as poor quality because you don't charge a lot for it, but you still advertising that premium image and it's incongruent. People are not going to convert off of a higher price point, and now you're doomed to charge a low price forever. Now, every time that you are going to want to advertise a high price point on your email list, it's just not going to convert because you already advertised something that is too cheap for too long. Now, the next mistake is setting and forgetting. I see a lot of brands, their problem is, especially in that $1 million a year range, a lot of the time they're setting and forgetting their email marketing. So even if they have some emails going out, they're not paying attention to any of them. They're not split testing. They're not doing anything except when times are bad. So if their ads aren't performing super good, then they're looking at email marketing as like a quick fix basically. But this is a terrible thing just because email marketing serves as a way to improve your conversion rate on your whole funnel. So if you're only focusing on email marketing when times are bad, then you don't have a chance to improve and have a proper setup when everything is good. So for example, this is a typical e-commerce funnel, your homepage, your product page, your cart page, people are leaving. If you don't set up emails that are properly retargeting people and fully optimized to retarget people toward coming back and placing an order, then when times are good, you don't have that setup and you're like literally losing out on millions of dollars. This is completely unprofessional and you can't afford really doing that because I see a lot of brands spending $3,000 a day, $10,000 a day on paid ads and they have no email marketing or email retargeting in place and it's not optimized. They're losing out on millions of dollars, like quite literally. If you do that, 1, it's not going to cost you a lot, and 2, you are going to reap the benefit or the full benefit, I should say, of your ad spend because people are getting retargeted. Now you're getting the full ROI. So you should absolutely set that up. So if you don't have the flows, set up one email automation or like one flow for every step of your funnel. Obviously you can set up more and it will get you more results, but these are the core ones. Your homepage, this is going to be your active on-site flow. This is going to be your browse abandonment for your product page, your cart abandonment for your cart page, and your checkout abandonment for your checkout page and people who exit checkout without completing an order. I can also add another one, a 5th one, a welcome flow, when people subscribe to your list through your pop-up. So if you set all of them, you're gonna have the main like 5 core flows that are gonna get you 80% of the benefits of email marketing, okay? Absolutely set that up and keep split testing it forever. The third mistake I see is brand owners being afraid to test new angles, and we're gonna get into a lot of test variables below. But the first one you should absolutely test, and the third mistake is being afraid to test. So a lot of the time, if you keep sending the same style of email, your list will get used to it and stop opening. This is the worst case scenario, but another case is you will keep getting the same results you've been getting. So you can't improve your conversion rate by repeating the same experiments every time. So what you should do is test new angles and test new form of emails. The first one that I see that is heavily underutilized is plain text email. And every time I send one, it crushes. And here I add an example, just because last time I mentioned plain text email, people were confused about it. This is a plain text email. And this one is actually a perfect example, right? So this is for sales they have going on, a buy one, get one free. And everything inside of that email is amazing. So right here, they have the offer. So buy one, get one free in the headline. People are gonna open that. And he's just adding a personal touch, being that it's from Jack. So basically the main point and why this email is great, one, they have that offer in the headline, subject line. So why exactly that email is great? First point, they have that offer in the headline, then they're repeating it and expanding on that within the first few lines of the email. And they're basically letting you know how you can benefit from that using the code FRESH, adding scarcity and repeating the call to action like a couple of times within the email, and just signing off and giving more detail about how you can just make the deal work for yourself at checkout. So every single point about that email is great. And as you can see, they break down every single line. They make it super easy for you to consume. And it looks like an email from a friend to a friend. Like not exactly, but you can get the point. It's just very easy to consume and just to click through. Right? Test that for yourself. It's great. And every time I send one email like that, it crushed. Like for this brand in particular, I'm pretty sure they made like multiple 5 figures just off of that. And it might surprise you, but I'm actually 100% sure that they did. 1, because they have a huge email list, and 2, because this email is just amazing, right? And another thing that you need to test is a higher email frequency. I see a lot of e-commerce brand with a list quality that is amazing, super primed for revenue. They could just instantly increase their conversion rate by sending more campaigns. So just as an example, let's say you run an e-commerce brand, you're sending 6 campaigns per month and you have 50,000 subscribers. This is terrible, and I'm virtually 100% sure that if you were to send 12 campaigns per month instead of 6, so if you were to increase your campaign volume and maybe tweak the targeting so not all people receive 12 campaigns per month, but maybe some people get 3, maybe some people get 10, for example, this would not necessarily improve your conversion rate, but it will increase the amount of revenue you make, right? So say that, for example, you're sending 6 campaigns per month at a 1% conversion rate. Now you're moving to 12 campaigns per month at a 0.75% conversion rate. You're gonna make more money on that side. And I see that happen so often, like increasing campaign frequency and getting more revenue through the door, that this is basically the first thing that we do for all brands that we work with. And by the way, if you run an e-commerce brand and you wanna work with me, I'll add a link in the description. But yeah, another thing that you need to test and just keep iterating upon is the way you formulate bundles, upsell, and cross-sell, and the structure of all of these. So for example, a bundle, you can just launch one off of your email, and this is actually super easy to build, but not many people know about that. If you're running a brand with like 2 complementary products and you don't necessarily have a bundle on site or an app to do that on your website natively, then what you can do is on your email, bundle these 2 products together. So let people know they're gonna receive X product and Y product. And actually on the email side, it's way easier to do, just because on site, if you want to do that, like improving your bundles, upsell and cross-sell, you'll have to use a bunch of different apps. But on the email side, the setup is like 10 times simpler and you don't need a bunch of like crazy stuff. So for example, for your upsell, the way you can set that up is every time that people are going to place an order, if for example they buy X product, then wait 30 minutes right after their order and send them an email about Y product that they can buy. So this is super simple to set up on the email side, but if you want to do that on your website, then you're gonna have to use a bunch of different apps and everything to make that work. Same thing for your bundles, for example. On the email side, you don't need another app. Klaviyo is completely fine. What you can do is inside of your call to action, inside of the email, add a link that redirects them to checkout or to a page where they have their cart pre-built. For example, if you don't have a product page for your bundle, you can have an email with a link that redirects people to your website with item X, Y, and Z implemented in their cart straight away. And you can actually redirect them to checkout just off of an email click. So this is super simple. And then another thing that you need to test is your offer formulation. Now, a quick example right here is if you're selling a $100 item, just to make things simpler, or say your AOV, average order value, is $100. If you give people 10% off and if you give them $10 off, this is going to be the same thing for your bottom line, but the way it's perceived from a psychology standpoint and the way it's perceived by your list subscriber is very different. So I see sometimes that just by switching the wording like that, it improves your conversion rate. Sometimes it can lower it, but the more you test, basically if you have, for example, a $10 off, you can test 10% off and maybe it will convert lower, but then just test a new offer. So for example, a gift with purchase, and give people an item that has like $10 in COGS for you. But then again, if that 10% off is not a winning offer for you, maybe a gift with purchase is the right offer. So let's say, for example, you have an item that costs you $5 to create, ship, and everything, then it has $5 in COGS for you, but maybe the perceived value of of that item is like $25 for your recipient. And this is great. And sometimes it converts way more than giving $10 off, which would be less profitable for you. Last point, if you want to learn how to set up everything from your e-commerce brand and increase your revenue by 30% by using email marketing, this is one of the results that we got for one of our clients. I'm breaking down literally everything in this video right here, how to start email marketing. Now, it's not on the channel. The only way you can request it is by using a link in the description. So go there, click the link, request the video, and you'll be able to access it. Now, it's gonna cover everything: how to find high converting email idea, how I write the email to make sure they convert great, and how to design and launch them so the setup is as efficient as possible. It's gonna cover literally everything. And this is the feedback from the video because I originally posted it. So valuable, I can't believe you give that out for free. So yeah, this is great stuff. Again, link in the description. And if you want to work with me personally so I can set that up for you and clear up your time from email marketing, then you can go to a link in the description again, or retenwithemails.com and find me there. We will add $30,000 to your monthly revenue with email marketing, make you pay only after it works, and we have a guarantee in the first 30 days, so really no risk on your end. We take care of everything: writing, designing, and distributing your email. So if this sounds interesting, go to the link in the description, book a call with me, and we'll work with you if we're a good fit to work together. Thank you.